Hello everyone. I'm hoping that the lighting is going to be okay, because by the time I finish my tax, it's now, the best part of the day is gone. So it's coming up to 5 o'clock in the evening and there is light behind me, so hopefully we can carry on. Now, I've been very good, and I covered this in black Qwink, so that's that, and I've been patient and waiting for it to dry, but it's left this horrible kind of mark, like it pooled when it dried. And yeah, so, but I'm just going to live with it. It's just going to become part of the painting, so I'm not going to worry about it because I can't really get rid of it. So it's going to be what it's going to be. The paper that I'm using is really lovely paper. Oh, what have I done with the pad? What have I done with it? It's Fabriano. I'll put the details in the comments. I thought I'd try extra special. It's kind of cotton based. I've never used this kind of paper before, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. So this was the one that I did before, and I'm going to try and do a similar sort of thing. And I've got myself some reference here. This model. Obviously not the headdress, but and I'm thinking that I might do kind of a bigger face at the front and sort of smaller faces at the back. So now that I've got this face, I can sort of see where the light is going to be. I'm not going to do it exactly. I couldn't anyway, even if I tried. But so what I'm going to do first of all is take my white charcoal pencil, which got my husband really confused the other day when I told him. He says that don't make no sense. Charcoal's black. But anyway, it's a lovely soft white pencil. And so I'm going to roughly draw in a face, or maybe two, and then I'll come back. So these are my three girls. She's looking quite grumpy, isn't she? They look a bit kind of spooky, don't they? Anyway, this is how they've come out. So this one I tried to draw like my reference, and I think I've made the nose too long. Although, in my defence, I think this model's got quite a long nose. But anyway, it stays because that's the way I roll today. Then this one, I'm kind of did my own kind of nose, which I can't do. I can't do noses, but I don't care. So then there's this one, which is a sort of roundish face, and the eyes are a bit of a different shape. So they're sort of a bit different. And then I wanted to put this candle in, and so the light will be more on this side. So I've put the white in for the light. That's what I've done. And yeah, I quite liked her hair going over there like that, and her hair coming down like that. So I've gone a bit into that. I had a go at doing a hand as well, so that's going to stay. So the next thing will be getting some water and an old brush, because I don't want to wreck any of my beautiful watercolour brushes on this. And then I'm going to activate and move it around a bit. So that's the next stage. So I'll come back when I've got that ready. So I've got quite a few different brushes. It's meant to be on autofocus. Anyway, I've got a few different brushes and 2 containers of water. So I've also got some tissues just in case. So what I propose to do is just let this roll and you can see what happens, and then of course I'll speed it up because otherwise it'll be too boring. But let's see what happens. So get a bit of water and then start to activate. Now it goes very dark because that's the ink. So in effect you're painting the dark bits in, if you see what I mean. But you're using the white as a guide. So you can do the And remember as well that you're going to come in again with white gesso, so it doesn't matter if this goes too dark because you can lighten it up again. So I carried on last night, and yeah, because I just wanted to get on with it, even though the light was going, and so I used artificial light. So here's how it's looking this morning, and I'm quite pleased with the hand. Not too bad, and shading is going all right. But what I will say is, you can keep activating it and mixing with the gesso, but after a while you sort of can't, and then you have to wait for it to dry, and then you can put the highlights on top. But I'm not really sure how many layers I can go to, because there'll come a point when it won't work, so I think I'm going to have to stop pretty soon. And I'm noticing that there will be areas that I want to make dark, which I can't make dark anymore because maybe I've put some of the gesso through, so I'll need to go through with a charcoal pencil or a dark watercolour pencil. So I'll be doing that. But so I'll carry on with a speed video probably. So yeah. So I just want to show you what's happening as I paint. It's kind of like magic. So you go in and it kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It kind of, I don't know if you can see that. It's the way the ink and the gesso are behaving together. So now you've got a dark bit, so then you go in and get a bit more white gesso and put it on, and you get this wonderful, quite random effect as the ink continues to react with gesso. So now I'm getting this streaky effect, which I think is quite nice in the hair. And what I'll do is I'll keep working on it, and as it dries I'll be able to lighten it. Parts of it will lighten. So really I'm kind of finishing up now. One thing I will mention is when you're doing these pictures, be careful of drips of water that's on a brush, because you're dipping your brush into the water, and if you're like me, you're quite messy. So when you get a drip, like look, you can see there on her mouth, there's a drip, and I can't really get rid of it, so I'm just going to leave it. There was also one on her nose, and I've disguised that quite well, but I'm just going to leave it because I'll be here all day trying to get rid of it. So I'm now using a very soft but very dark pencil. It's not charcoal, it's something called Pierre Noir. And I'm just going into the pupils of the eyes to make it very dark. So this is it finished, really. I think I probably could work on it some more, and I think that somebody who is more experienced or proficient at the actual drawing of faces could make really good use of this technique. But as it is, I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. And I'm just thinking about what I'm going to write to go with it. I feel like I know these three women very well. It's hard to explain. This one looks quite angry, doesn't she? She's like serious. You wouldn't want to mess with that one. This one looks kind of intelligent and sort of questioning, wanting to learn, and this one looks very vulnerable. So perhaps there are aspects of me, most probably, but I really enjoyed the whole process of making them, and I can't wait to start my next picture. So it's an enjoyable technique. I mean, I'm still learning it and finding out how far I can push it and what I can do with it, but I'd love to see it if you have a go. I'd love to see what you make of it.